because I'm going to be on a podcast, a very interesting podcast, so I'm excited.
Multiverse theory is basically there's not just this one observable universe, but there's possibly infinite universes, and there's big bangs going on all the time. So yeah,
I love that.
Which is basically the theory of infinity, where if it can exist, it does, because infinity is infinity. So that means in another universe, somewhere out in infinity away, there's another universe with another planet where there's another Bangkok that's another us. Theoretical physicists, one theory is that there are big bangs, because it's like one of the big questions of life is, how did the Big Bang happen? How did we get here? So one theory is there's big bangs happening all the time, and each big bang gives birth to a different set of physics. And the ones that have the physics that are perfect for stars to coalesce and planets to happen and life to happen, that's the ones that life happens. But in some Big Bang universes, the physics may be everything just evaporates and nothing solid.
So the rules are
correlates.
different in the different.
Yeah, the rules are different in every Big Bang, and the ones that bring life are the ones that where the physics are good for life. So parallel worlds is very tied into the multiverse theory. Yeah. And that definitely could be plausible for sure. And whether it's possible to go in between different dimensions, I mean, I'm a big physics fan, astrophysics fan, always have been, and I've watched tons of YouTube videos about how mathematically there should be like 11 dimensions or something, and where are they and what are they, and particle physics, and they're actually discovering these little dimensions like up inside the particles, and string theory and shit. So, and like David Icke says, there could be way more than just what meets the eye. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, in our lifetimes there will be a computer that will pass that. Very, very interesting. But back to the antenna theory, I've heard that where we're kind of, our brains are just kind of antennas tuning into the universal field of consciousness. I
never heard
Rogan's
that.
talked about that. He's mentioned that. It's very interesting. And let's say consciousness is like one membrane of a universe or something like that, and our consciousnesses can go into other ones, because all we know about consciousness is our experiences, right? And what we do know is there are some stories, whether you've done it personally yourself or your friend has done it and told you stories about out-of-body experiences, and psychedelic out-of-body experiences such as DMT, where you're actually blasting off, never done it myself, hope to someday, where you're actually hearing stories of people blasting off to the rings of Saturn, and they were actually there, and then they come back into their bodies. So all we know is these crazy out-of-body experiences, and that we just cannot even fathom.
Yeah, man.
Once we have super intelligent programs and iPhones, and I'm talking to it just like I'm talking to you guys, okay, obviously, like, if I didn't know it was a computer and I'm talking to it on the phone, it sounds exactly like a person. But how do I know, once I figure out that it's a computer, how do I know that it's actually aware?
Yeah, it's conscious. Yeah.
How do I know that it's the same feeling as what I'm feeling?
But how do you know that? How do we know that each other have that?
Yeah,
same
we
feeling
don't.
Too,
we don't. I don't even know if you guys are super intelligent AI.
How do I know that black looks the same to you as it does to me?
If you ask people, because I've asked, I'm pretty into this whole subject, life extension and stuff. If you ask people, would you want to live forever? That's kind of crazy for people to think about. A better question is like, would you be down to live till 150 or 200? Then people are more like receptive about technology, allowing to life expand. When you talk about indefinite, they're like, what, like forever, like a million, billion years?
60, 70 years seems a little bit short.
I like to think that most people would think that it would be pretty cool to live 150, 200, but it's like, what type of body are we? Are we active? Let's say you could live till 150, but in like a 60-year-old body, healthy and active.
But we're nowhere.
I think most people would be down with that.
Yeah, for sure.
If that happens, obviously there would be some revolutionary nanotechnology, reverse aging technology, which people are working on now. So if we all had some pill that stopped us from aging, then we would probably be like, oh shit, if I'm really careful from accidents, then I can live until 200. Wow, that'd be cool. But as far as life choices, you'd probably just make the same life choices, you know, try to come up with a very stable income so you can, you know, enjoy most of those 100 to 200 doing things that,
but why
that
is
you
it
do
that,
want.
Why is it that old people are more careful than young people when young people have longer to live?
Because
they're not active
when you're old.
Most people are because they're not physically active. I was gonna say a quote from the 4-Hour Work Week where I think everyone, you know, if you ask someone on the street like what do you want for your life, they'll say I want to be happy. So everyone wants to be happy. And the 4-Hour Work Week, Tim Ferriss puts the spin on it. He kind of says when people say happy, what they actually want is excitement. So I think everyone wants to live a happy and exciting life at the end of the day. So if we are living until 200, all people will want in their 200s and their 100s is to live a happy and exciting life. And there are different ways that people get their happiness and excitement. And for example, for your example, if someone's 300, you know, maybe haven't you done everything? And that's a great question. Like, I wonder if you could visit every single city in the world in 300 years. I don't know if that's possible. There's so many. The world is so fucking big. I don't know if you can explore every single place in 300 years. I don't know, but let's find out. If we're fulfilling our purpose and we're giving back to the world, and we realize that, oh my gosh, people are being more happy because of my work, and that's my purpose. So that makes me more happy. It's dope. Completely new universe. Hope to go back to Africa soon.
Where did you go, man?
We just went to Kenya because our buddy Blake that me and Parker grew up with has been based there doing business, hustling for the past like 4 or 5 years. So yeah, Nairobi is it's known as like the Silicon Savannah, so like the Silicon Valley of kind of that East Africa. And it's very interesting. And Blake's hustling. He's an entrepreneur. He does film work. He does Bitcoin work, or crypto work.
Yeah, like trading or
blockchain projects. No, he's actually working with like some African blockchain startups. It's very technologically cool down there.
Nice.
And we just happened to go there because we had a friend down there. Like, you always need an excuse to travel. That's like what I said. Like, you always need an excuse. So we didn't just book a random ticket to Africa, but yeah, we're very lucky to do a road trip around Kenya, and it was great. And I hope to go back to Africa definitely soon. Like, I already miss it. It's crazy. It's just like here, you know, you have beautiful Terminal 21 and rich people driving around in Ferraris, and then you go 10 minutes and there's the slums of Klangtoi right there. Same thing any fucking city. Same thing in Africa. Like, you know, in Nairobi, bustling metropolis. You know, rich people. And then literally 5 minutes away is the Kibera slums, which we actually did a tour through there, one of the largest slums in the world. We like road tripped all across freaking northern Kenya. It's crazy. And one thing that stuck in my mind is like we're on like a backcountry road, like miles to the next village or whatever, or, you know, small town. That's what they are, small towns. And you'll see some fucking aunties carrying these yellow jugs of water on their head. They're literally going to fetch water and carrying it on their head and walking for miles. It's still going on. Like, and you know, you don't realize that every day, but yeah, that's the African agriculture. It's crazy.
Can I just,
you know, we're the bosses of our own minds. Like someone was saying on the podcast, if we step on a tile and it squirts mud up our shoes, are we going to be like, God damn it? Or are we going to be like, all right, cool, I'll be more careful. Yeah. So it's like, it's up to you if you want to be happy in life. And a lot of people do say, you know, that simple life, there's a lot of happiness in that simple life. But
once you're there,
we can do that too. We can go camping out in the mountains of Thailand, you know, and then that shit gets old. Then we come back to the city and this shit gets old. So we're blessed to have options in this.
So what is variety? Like,
back to happiness and excitement, kind of as the same word. what's exciting to our brains, back to the Jason Silva, is new environments. Because when our monkey brains are in a new part of the jungle, it's more aware, more alive, because it has to scan for new predators, scan for new everything. So when we move, when we have these options of moving in this modern age and seeing new things and traveling, our brains become alive, and then we get happy and we feel good.
And Riley,
psychology is crazy, and there's, you know, we are in control of our own brains, but there also are all these other factors, all these other social factors, and, you know, let alone physical factors, like it's hot out today. That's probably gonna, you know, affect your mood. But if you're a freaking monk and you're a master of the mind, then you can really, it's a whole life journey of mastering your mind with meditation and becoming enlightened, as they say. Like, I like do like vigorous like stretching like always, and that's kind of my meditation, and CrossFit workout is like my meditation. Life is a balance, and we are blessed in this day and age to be able to have options of balance. And yeah, that is a huge part of life, is trying to figure out this life work balance, you know, in this society. And bringing it back to the beginning, that's what my YouTube channel is kind of all about, just showing my life and like, wow, this is way more balanced than my old typical corporate job, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, you know, they say it's life is a balance. I like to say it's between like fitness, business, spirituality, love, and adventure, and also the sixth one is passion. Yeah. And like I have a video on that. It's called, I don't know, fucking forget.
Well, where can people find you, mate? If they want to come and see Riley and see your challenge shit, where can they get you, mate?
Yeah, Livin That Life is my YouTube channel.
So Livin, but not with a G, right? It's
Livin That Life, yeah.
LIVINTHATLIFE.
Yeah. Right. It comes from like hip hop slang, like living that life. I mean, people know that it's possible. Whether or not it's right for you and you're actually going to do it, that's a whole nother thing. Like a whole thing that I want to help people is, you know, they know it's possible and they want to do this type of location independent career. It's one thing to want it and for it to be your dream. It's a whole nother thing to actually leave your job. That's a whole nother struggle. And so there's different methods out there that entrepreneurs share about how they left their job or how they negotiated, even starting with the part-time work from home agreements. The 4-Hour Workweek has a chapter on that. But yeah, that's great. If people want to start the 4-Hour Workweek, getting it on audiobook or get the book is a freaking fantastic way to start. That's
Tim Ferriss, right?
Yeah, get Tim Ferriss's book. It's just a basic book about business and about travel and about his story. He was a Silicon Valley guy, and he realized he wanted to take some time off to travel, but he was still running his successful startup, and he was like, whoa, okay, I can just do interesting shit for a lot of the year and learn freaking salsa in Argentina, but still have a profitable company. Yeah. And so it kind of it's a mind opener to a lot of people. Yeah, they can. We have a Facebook group. It's called Livin That Life Community. That's a great place to post your questions.
Instagram.
And you do answer people, right? If kids out there in the US or Europe or the UK have got questions, you do try to answer the questions.
Yeah, I get questions. I get at least 1 or 2 questions every single day on Instagram. Yeah. And if you are a kid, if you are a young person in high school, not yet going to college, share this with your friends, because I'm definitely trying to reach more of a high school audience, because once you get into college, it's kind of like a job. It's hard to break free. You're kind of in the pipeline now. Although, you know, I do know several digital nomads who have only done partial college and now they're doing this, but I understand it's
like being in the sewage system. Once you've been flushed down the toilet, you're in the pipe and and you're there until you get fucking shat out into the sea.
you're in the system. But no, it would. I do know a guy who was at the Nomad Summit. His name's Brad. He's a door-to-door hustler, and he decided to, after he finished high school, he just recently graduated. Now he's doing it like just up until college, but he's not sure. He's on the fence, and he heard my story. He was at the Nomad Summit because his dad actually randomly is based in Chiang Mai, and he heard about the Nomad Summit and he came. He heard about my door-to-door story, And he's like, yeah, I don't know about college anymore. So, you know, I want more young people to know that college is not the only option. It's a good option for some things, but there's a lot of people that it's not the best option. So that's all I want people to know.
Okay, so YouTube, Living That Life.
Living that life, boy. Or you can just literally search my name, Riley Bennett, or search Digital Nomad
Instagram.
on YouTube, like I'm on the... And Instagram, at Living That Life TV.
Living That
or you
Life.
can search Living That Life on Instagram.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming out here today. And just so everyone knows, this is going to be a swap cast, so it's going to be available on This Strange Life.
If you're on my channel right now, go click below to listen to the whole thing. This Strange Life. If you're a JRE fan, you're going to be a fan of this shit.
Okay. And yeah, fucking, again, Riley, thanks so much. It was so much fun.
Yeah, man. My pleasure.
All I do is smoke, smoke, and fuck. Smoke. All I do is smoke, smoke, and fuck, and rap. If you guys look at me now, bitch.